We will publishing more video in this series, so subscribe our channel to get notified for the upcoming important questions and other certification exam videos. Question number 1. You need to build a chatbot that meets the following requirements: sports chit chat, knowledge base and multilingual models, perform sentiment analysis on user messages, select the best language model automatically. What should you integrate into the chatbot? So here correct answer is C. You will integrate language understanding, text analytics and Q&A maker. To sport chit chat, language understanding is required. For Q&A base, for knowledge base, Q&A maker is required, and for sentiment analysis, text analytics is required. Question number 2. Your company wants to reduce how long it takes for employees to log receipts in expense reports. All the receipts are in English. You need to extract top level information from the receipts, such as the vendor and the transaction total. The solution must minimize development effort. Which Azure service should you use? So in this case, we will use Form Recognizer. Azure Form Recognizer is a cognitive service that lets you build automated data processing software using machine learning technology. Question number 3. You are developing a new sales system that will process the video and text from public-facing website. You plan to monitor the sales system to ensure that it provides equitable results regardless of the user location or background. Which two responsible AI principles provide guidance to meet the monitoring requirements? Each correct answer represents part of the solution and it's worth 1 point. So the correct answer here is fairness and inclusiveness. Fairness means equity. As in question it states, it is regardless of location and background, so we will use inclusiveness. Question number 4. You build a custom form recognizer model. You receive sample files to use for training the model as shown in the following table. So here we have 6 files and these are the format of these files and these are the sizes. Which 3 files can you use to train the model? So the correct answer is we will use PDF, we will use JPG and we will use JPG. Form recognizer work on input document that meet these requirements. Spotted format are JPG, PNG or PDF. File size must be less than 50 MB, right? So that's why these are the options: file 1, 3 and 6. Question number 5. You are developing a new sales system that will process the video and the text from a public facing website. You plan to notify users that their data has been processed by the sales system. Which responsible AI principle does this help meet? So in this question, this is the important line. You plan to notify users that their data has been processed by the sales system. So based on this line, we will choose transparency. A is the right answer here, because we need to notify the users. Question number 6. You plan to perform predictive maintenance. You collect IoT sensors data from 100 industrial machines for a year. Each machine has 50 different sensors that generate data at 1 minute interval in total. In total, you have 500 time series data sets. You need to identify unusual values in each time series to help predict machinery failures. Which Azure service should you use? So in this case, we will use anomaly detector. The keyword here you need to remember is identify unusual values in each time series. So this is the important line here. We need to identify unusual values. You will use anomaly detector. Anomaly detector is an AI service which is a set of API which enable you to monitor and detect anomalies. Anomalies means defect in your time series. Question number 7. You are building a language model by using language understanding classic service. You create a new language understanding classic resource and you need to add more contributors. What should you use? So in this case, we'll use B, the access control IAM page for the authorizing resource in Azure portal. See, these are not same. This word is different: authorizing and prediction. So B is the right answer. We need to authorize. In the Azure portal, find your language understanding authorizing resource. It has the type Louis. Authorizing in the resource access control page. Add the role of contribute for the user that you want to contribute. So here we need to authorize access. Question number 8. You have a language understanding resource named LUI. LU1. You build and deploy an Azure bot named bot1 and uses LU1. You need to ensure that bot1 adheres to the Microsoft Responsible AI principle of inclusiveness. How should you extend bot1? So in this part, we'll use add direct line speech to bot1. Okay. Because it can help include people who are unable to interact with the limbs. Limbs means disabilities. Here, direct line speech is a robust end-to-end solution for creating flexible, extensible voice assistant. Question number 9. You have an Azure Cognitive Search instance that indexes purchase orders by using form recognizer. You need to analyze the extracted information by using Microsoft Power BI. The solution must minimize development effort. What should you add to the indexer? In this question, we will add a table projection. B is the right answer here. To analyze the extracted information from the Azure Cognitive Search Index with Microsoft Power BI, you should add a table projection to the indexing. This will allow you to present the data in tabular format that can be easily imported, analyzed by the Power BI with minimal development effort. Question number 10. You have a factory that produces food products. You need to build a monitoring solution for your staff compliance with the personal protective equipment. The solution must meet the following requirement. Identify staff who have removed mask or safety glasses. Perform a compliance check every 15 minutes. Minimize development effort. Minimize cost. Which service should you use? So here we will use face, because they are checking face if mask or safety glasses are removed. Okay. So face API will use in this case. Face API is an AI service that analyzes face in images. Question number 11. You have an Azure IoT hub that receives sensors data from machinery. You need to build an app that will perform the following actions. Perform anomaly detection across multiple correlated sensors. Identify the root cause of process stops. Send incident alerts. The solution must minimize development time. Which Azure service should you use? So in this question, these 3 points are very important. Here we have anomaly detection across multiple correlated sensors, and in option also we have anomaly detector. But apart from this, we have 2 more requirements: to identify the root cause and to send alerts. So because of this reason, we will use Azure Metric Advisor. In Azure Metric Advisor, we can achieve all of these 3 requirements. We can perform anomaly detection, we can identify the root cause, and we can send alerts. So Azure Metric Advisor is the correct answer here. Azure Metric Advisor service that provides an end-to-end anomaly detection platform, which includes data ingestion, anomaly detection, root cause analysis, and alerting. So all of these 3 requirements are fulfilled here. Question number 12. You have an app that analyzes image by using computer vision API. You need to configure the app to provide an output for users who are vision impaired. The solution must provide the output in complete sentences. Which API call should you perform? So in this question, correct answer is describe image in stream async. It is the right answer here. The API call you should perform to provide an output in complete sentence for users who are vision impaired is describe image in sync stream async. Question number 13. This is a drag and drop type question. You have a custom vision service project that perform object detection. The project uses general domain for classification and contains a trained model. You need to export the model for use on a network that is disconnected from the internet. Which 3 actions should you perform in sequence? To answer more, move the appropriate action from the list of the actions to the answer area. Means we can drag and drop to this answer area. In this question, sequence is also important here. So the correct sequence is, first we'll change the domain to journal compact, then second we will retrain the model, and then we'll export the model. So change the domain, then retrain the model, and then export the model. Change, retrain, and export. These are the detailed steps mentioned here. Question number 14. You are building an AI solution that will use sentiment analysis result from survey to calculate bonus for customer service staff. You need to ensure that solution meets the Microsoft responsible AI principle. What should you do? So in this case, this line is important here. It says it uses sentiment analysis from survey to calculate the bonus. But this is not completely following the AI principle, right? Something is missing here. Transparency is missing. Okay. Fairness is missing. So in that case, we would like to add a human review here and approval step before making a decision. So A is the right option here. This option aligns with the responsible AI principle of fairness and accountability. By adding a human review and approval step, you ensure that decisions affecting the staff bonus are reviewed by humans who can consider factors beyond the sentiment analysis result. See, when you check beyond the sentiment analysis results, it adds an element of transparency, accountability, and fairness to the process. Okay, it should not be unfair. So that's why we are adding a human review here. Question number 15. You have an Azure subscription that contains a language service resource named TA1 and a virtual network named VNet1. You need to ensure that only resources in VNet1 can access TA1. What should you configure? So in this question, right answer is the virtual network setting for TA1. We will configure VNet setting for TA1. C is the right answer here. You configure cognitive services resources to allow access only from the specific subnets. Okay, the allowed subnets may belong to VNet in the same subscription or a different subscription, including subscription belonging to a different Azure Active Directory tenant. Question number 16. You are developing a monitoring system that will analyze engine sensor data such as rotation, speed, angle, temperature, and pressure. The system must generate an alert in response to atypical values. What should you include in the solution? So this whole statement is important here. It's small only. So thing is, they want to get an alert in response of atypical values. Atypical means anomaly, means defect. So it means it will be between C and D only. Correct answer will be between C and D only. Now we will check. See here, these are the parameters they are checking: rotation, speed, angle, temperature, and pressure. It means multiple variables are there. Which variable? Angle, speed, temperature, and pressure. There are multiple variables. So that's why we'll use multivariate anomaly detection. Anomaly detection to get an alert in response of atypical values or defects. Why multivariate? Because multiple variables are there: speed, angle, temperature, and pressure. Okay. So multivariate anomaly detection API further enable developer by easily integrating advanced AI for detecting anomalies from group of matrices which are temperature, pressure, rotation, speed in our case, without the need for machine learning knowledge or labeled data. Question number 17. You have an app named EP01 that uses Azure Cognitive Services model to identify anomalies in a time series data stream. You need to run EP01 in a location that has limited connectivity. The solution must minimize cost. What should you use to host the model? So in this case, we'll use Azure Container Instances. B is the right option here. Azure Container Instances is a serverless container runtime that allows you to quickly and easily run containers without managing the underlying infrastructure. Question number 18. You are building a solution that will detect anomalies in sensor data from the previous 24 hours. You need to ensure that the solution scan an entire data set at the same time for anomalies. Which type of detection should you use? So this is a simple question only. You need to remember, they want to scan the entire data set for last 24 hours. Okay. So there is a difference between batch and streaming. Streaming is used when we use real-time data, when we do real-time analysis. Okay, but in this case we are doing for last 24 hours for complete data set. Here important keyword is they are doing for last 24 hours. If they're doing real time, you will go with streaming, but they're not doing real time, they are doing for last 24 hours. It means it is a batch. So correct answer is A here. Use your time series to detect any anomalies that might exist throughout your data. This operation is generate a model using your entire time series data with each point analyzed with the same model. Question 19. Which principle of responsible artificial intelligence is applied in the design of AI system to ensure that user understand constraints and limitation of AI? So the correct answer here is D. It should be transparent. Transparency is the right answer here. The transparency principle states that AI system must be designed in such a way that users are made fully aware of the purpose of the system, how they work, and which limitation can be expected during the use. So it should be completely transparent. Question 20. You use the custom vision service to build a classifier. After training is complete, you need to evaluate the classifier. Which two matrices are available for review? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Each correct selection is worth 1 point. In this case, correct answer is recall and precision. Recall and precision is the correct answer here. Keyword in this question is this classifier. You need to evaluate the classifier. Why? Because precision and recall are two different measurements of the effectiveness classifier, and computer vision provides three matrices regarding the performance of your model: precision, recall, and AP.